With a culturally diverse background and having grown in Japan, Swaziland, United States and South Africa, jazz vocalist and songwriter Maya Spector has certainly used her worldly experience to influence her music, described by renowned jazz journalist Gwen Ansell as having a voice which is pure honey with the darkness as well as sweetness that it implies. Spector has managed to tell her stories convincingly through her music. Spector joins us to discuss the release of her latest work. It's titled My Simple Little EP, as well as her work in the industry over the years. Maya, pleasure to have you with us.
Hi, well, thank you so much.
And why be so modest and have My Simple Little EP?
Somebody did tell me that as well. Why would you make it sound simple and little? But
yes.
I think that it's where the song came from.
Right.
It was an inspiration of just the small things can be really significant in your life. That's kind of where it comes from.
That's where it comes from,
Yeah.
right? And I'm trying to think of titles that are similar to yours.
Yeah.
What is one? I think there's a jazz track that's got same
Simple Gifts? No?
simple. And what is it? I think, well, was it My Funny Valentine?
My Funny Valentine.
And so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for you, who are the jazz performers? Because somehow it's almost like science, jazz, right? That you have to stand on the shoulders of the giants. And there has to be somebody you look up to in jazz. There's no way you can say, I'm the first and I'm creating this thing.
No.
Somewhere there will be a few people that spark something in you and you said, I'm following these people.
Well, you wouldn't want to be the first, you know? That's a lot of that's a lot of pressure to be the first.
Yeah, but it's also it's like you have to have a mentor of sorts,
Exactly.
much as you look up to that person, you know,
Yeah.
who may not know you, but you try and learn from them or just enjoy them and imbibe as much as you can from them.
Yeah, I think it's changed over time.
Yeah.
So with every different period that I go through in my life, then it changes. And it's predominantly female vocalists that I've been influenced by, but also some males as well.
Yes.
You know, there was a time when all I ever used to do was listen to Ella Fitzgerald and
I'm
listen.
thinking, are you reading my mind? I'm thinking Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday.
Yeah. And I think she's really great. Ella Fitzgerald's really, really great for you to keep the playfulness in what you're doing, because she was very, very playful. But then there was another artist like Billie Holiday who was very, very dark. So there's like that darkness that she carries with her, which is a very tormented soul. Ella didn't seem to be so tormented, you know? And then later on, you know, the next great artist that I was really influenced by was Sarah Vaughan. I think that she had a great balance of fun and sophistication and darkness and jealousy and everything that went wrong with all her.
Isn't it amazing that, you know, in the personalities and the approach to songs, by some of the performers, you can give them the same song, but they're likely to communicate the things that you've just spoken about.
So that's why I love jazz for that, you know. I think the genre of jazz has drawn me to it because there's no other genre that I can think of, and jazz is such a diverse kind of thing, but where the vocalist matters that much, where you have to tell the story so convincingly. It doesn't matter what kind of chops you have, but it's how do you tell the story from your point of view. You know?
Of course, you having lived different parts of the world, do you feel like it's added some flavors to? The musicians we spoke about are Americans, right?
They are,
but as you go around the world, I'm sure you picked some influences.
Of course, by the local artists of whatever country I was in at the time. Most of them unknown to people in different parts of the world, but very influential to me, and seeing them perform live. And I may not remember all of their names all the time, but the experience that they gave me through their performance really, really helped to shape and mold me into the artist that I am today. There is one more American artist that was really, really a heavy influence to me, and she actually gave me, I can actually remember going to her show as a 16-year-old child. I was at the Blue Note in Tokyo, and I was working as an usher or something there, and Natalie Cole was performing. And that was the moment where the light bulb switched on and I said,
Beautiful.
I want to sing jazz.
Beautiful soul singer. You know, I've got a DVD at home of Natalie Cole.
She was so amazing.
Performing with an orchestra. It's one of my favorite collections. Beautiful singer.
And not that she was just, you know, that we have to talk about international artists, but really she was very, very influential to me. And I also had a conversation with her afterwards, so that really touched my heart.
But now my Simple Little EP has been in the making for how long?
Actually, this EP I released about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've released different music now, which isn't completely jazz, but we have to roll with the times,
yeah,
you know?
Course.
We can't just do one thing.
Yeah.
So this EP I did 2 years ago, and yeah, it's got a lot of arranged production around it. So there's like a thick horn section, and then there's like a reggae song, and then there's kind of like a shuffle, like a Amy Winehouse sort of shuffle, and then a very ballady ballad. But now that ballad from the EP, which is called Eyes for You, has transformed into a soul funk song. So that's the other thing that jazz has taught me, is that you are forever recreating the work that you've done, and it's okay. You can do it in any style you want to, you know?
But you know, performing before audiences has been a life of how many years?
Forever. My forever. It was my forever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been performing since I was very young, in musicals, musical theater, and the choir background, as good little girls
any
must do.
instruments that you play, or are your favorite accompaniments?
I am renowned for running away from music lessons.
Yeah.
So I played the saxophone, the violin. I think I dabbled in the flute for a little while, but more consistently, I stayed with piano and a little bit of guitar. So those are my songwriting tools.
Yes.
So you can hear from the different songs that I write on what instruments I actually wrote them on.
Isn't it amazing, especially again talking jazz here, that there's always an instrument that sort of stands out for you, whether you're a performer or somebody who enjoys the genre, that it will be the instrument that talks to you when you listen to it.
Well, I understand the piano.
Yeah, yeah.
So the piano and I are friends. The guitar and I sometimes have angry conversations at each other, but that's okay. I've learned to deal with my mood swings with the guitar.
You know, and talking about the guitar, I'm thinking of George Benson, right?
Yeah.
That, again, I suppose your approach is like his, because he dabbles in everything.
An extension of his voice.
Exactly, and also he can take any song from any type of music,
he's amazing,
and then make it come alive his own way.
Yeah.
And he's been there forever, and I never get tired of the man.
Yeah, no, he's an amazing person to watch.
Yes. Yeah. So, and I'm saying this because I know he performs Summertime as well, which is one little...
Everybody does.
That's one little simple song.
Oh, that is a very simple song.
I'm
That
going
can
to
get
ask
complicated.
you to, well, complicated if you will. For me, then I'll appreciate. Let's have a taste of it.
Cool. Can I sit here? Can I just...
By all
think...
means.
All right.
Okay.
Let's find the key in my head. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't.
Well, you know,
you cry.
I wanted a bit of culture here in the studio, so it's always hip hop. It's always rap.
You do that too.
So that's fine, but you know, it's always tutum, 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 tutum the whole time. So I felt, let's bring the mood down a little bit here, you know, and let's be a bit steady. I was thinking of just adding the smoke to this thing.
Please do.
And bringing the lights down, you know, having a blue-gray kind of shade.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Maya, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And a pleasure to have you with us
It
here.
was lovely to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
We enjoyed your time here.
Thank
So
you.
there you go. Much as it's been out for a while, it's still there. Please, my simple
Little EP.
Little EP. Simple little.
Yeah, and I think you'll be playing out with the song, My Simple Little Song.
There we go. Thanks very much, Maya Spector.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. And I hope you enjoyed our interview and our show tonight. And from us, a good night to you. We invite you to join us again next time.